Good morning, Seawolves, and welcome to the last Stony Brook Media Group show of spring 2025, and my last media group show as an undergraduate. I'm Adrienne Esposito.
And I'm Brian Friedlander, and this is my first media group show as an undergraduate. This is almost poetic.
In sad news, Pope Francis passed away this Monday. The Catholic Church leader's death occurred one day after meeting American Vice President J.D. Vance. Pope Francis was best known for exhibiting more progressive ideals than the Catholic Church is usually known for. He was also the first Latin American pope and the first Jesuit pope. Pope Francis served for 12 years. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all those affected by his death, and we wish the best for all those who are grieving during this difficult time. The next pope will be elected in a closed ceremony in the Sistine Chapel, where only cardinals under the age of 80 can vote. This goes on until 2/3 of the cardinals can reach a consensus. Until a consensus is reached, black smoke emerges from the chamber. Once the 2/3 criterion is met, white smoke then appears and a new pope will embark on his journey to the papacy.
Shifting to more local news, a forest fire broke out this past Wednesday in Ocean County, New Jersey. Called the Jones Road Fire, the blaze broke out in the Pine Barrens. 19-year-old Joseph Kling is currently in custody, facing charges of aggravated arson. So far, 15,000 acres have burned, with the fire now being contained to Ocean County. The smoke has also spread to northern New Jersey, as well as parts of New York and Connecticut, including Long Island. The air quality index has reached 100, meaning people with pre-existing respiratory problems are advised to limit outdoor exposure until the smoke has cleared.
Hey, aren't you from New Jersey? I hope your family's okay.
I have some family down in Brook, but I got a text from them last night that everything's A-okay.
I'm so glad to hear that. Hopefully the weather will be cooperative.
Let's hear from Stamatia Katsaros, who can tell us all about that.
Hi Seawolves, this shot of Port Jefferson behind us from our friends at Earth Camp show just how beautiful today is and how beautiful it will be for most of next week. So starting off today, our high will reach 71 and our low will get down to 54. At night, we will see some showers roll in, and that will continue on into Saturday, where we will see some scattered thunderstorms throughout the day, our high at about 66 and our low getting down to 48. Sunday, the sun will come back out with our high getting up to 63 and our low, again, not dropping too far below 50. Starting next week on Monday, it'll be bright and sunny again, followed by Tuesday with similar weather conditions, our high getting about 70 degrees and our low not dropping below 50. Wednesday is when the clouds will roll back in, but it'll still be beautiful and warm with our high at 75 and our low getting down to 51. Thursday is when it will get a little bit cooler, our high of 59 and our low getting down to 45, but it still should be a great and clear week. Get out there and we'll see you on Friday for Roth Regatta. Back to you at the news desk.
Let's check out Washington politics with Miriam Gerges and Trinity Miller.
Hello, welcome back to another edition of the Political Corner, where we bring you the latest in U.S. politics. I'm Miriam Gerges, and today I'm joined by a brand new voice to the Political Corner.
Thanks for the warm welcome, Miriam. I'm really excited to get started, and I'm Trinity Miller.
Even though it's your first time in Political Corner, it'll be both of our last time anchoring in the show, as we both graduate in a couple of weeks.
I know, I absolutely can't believe how fast this semester went and that graduation is a couple weeks away. But in the meantime, let's discuss the recent updates in U.S. politics, especially surrounding tariffs. President Trump's claim that the U.S. and China are actively negotiating over tariffs was shot down Thursday by Beijing, which flatly denied any ongoing talks. China and the U.S. have not engaged in any consultations or negotiations regarding tariffs, let alone reached an agreement, said Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesperson Guo Jiakun. As the tariff rate on Chinese goods soars to 145%, the highest of any country, Beijing is retaliating with a 125% tariff on U.S. imports, pushing the world's two largest economies toward what experts warn is a full-blown trade war. Guo declared, "If it's a fight, we will fight to the end." And economist Lee Brandstetter didn't hold back by saying, "This to me is consistent with the view that the president did not really think through the consequences of his tariff decisions. And if this is the art of the deal, then the global economy may soon be paying the price." What do you think of all the back and forth between China and the U.S. with the tariffs?
I honestly have no idea. It's been going on for quite a while now, so I guess we'll just have to be hearing the updates over the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, China is definitely not back down.
And I don't think the United States is either. On other news, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is facing growing scrutiny over his use of an unsecured internet connection inside his Pentagon office. According to the Associated Press, Hegseth had a dirty line installed, which is a commercial internet connection that bypassed government firewalls and security systems. This allowed him to access blocked websites and use the encrypted messaging app Signal on a personal computer, which is outside of standard protocols. The Pentagon uses two secure networks, one for classified information and one for unclassified work, both designed to protect against cyber threats. Hegseth's setup was outside both, raising serious concerns that sensitive information may have been exposed to hacking or surveillance. Earlier this week, reports revealed Hegseth shared details of U.S. military strikes in Yemen through a private Signal chat that included his wife, brother, and close associates. A Pentagon spokesperson says Hegseth didn't use Signal on a government device. Still, critics point to his past comments when he said anyone mishandling classified information should be fired and prosecuted. What do you think about Hegseth's comment in 2016 versus all the way now?
Well, I think it's definitely a 180. And also, did you know that recently he actually asked for a makeup room to be installed in the Pentagon, costing several $1,000s? So definitely some interesting things going on over there. But in a high-stakes appeal to the Supreme Court, the Trump administration is pushing to enforce its sweeping ban on transgender military service, while lawsuits continue. Solicitor General John Sauer argued Thursday that the Pentagon shouldn't be forced to keep a policy it believes weakens the military. He says that it's, quote, unfair to make the military follow a rule it believes harms troop readiness and puts national security at risk. Critics call the ban discriminatory and baseless, pointing to years of successful service by openly transgender troops. A federal judge in Washington ruled the policy insulting and unjustified, but only his nationwide order remains active after a separated D.C. ruling was temporarily blocked. Reinstated by Trump in January, the ban would bar nearly all transgender individuals from serving, reversing the inclusive policy established under President Biden. The Supreme Court has given challengers until May 1st to respond as a constitutional clash with far-reaching consequences unfolds.
Hundreds of college presidents, including from Stony Brook University, have signed an open letter condemning what they describe as growing government overreach into higher education under the Trump administration. The letter, organized by the American Association of Colleges and Universities, warns that federal pressure is threatening academic freedom, institutional autonomy, and open inquiry on campus. President Trump has also threatened to withhold federal funding from schools that don't comply with certain demands and has pledged to dismantle the Department of Education. This week, Harvard University, one of the letter's co-signers, sued the Trump administration after it froze $2.2 billion in grants. The lawsuit follows a federal push for reforms the university refused to implement. While the universities say they welcome oversight, they oppose what they call undue political intrusion, pointing to investigations into DEI programs, campus protests, and transgender student participation in sports. The letter reaffirms a shared commitment to protecting the free exchange of ideas on campus and warns that using funding, deportation, or any kind of retribution as a political weapon threatens the foundation of higher education. Stony Brook joins over 200 institutions calling for a halt to what they say is political interference in the nation's colleges and universities. That's it for Political. I've had a great time being your anchor on the show for the past 2 years. I'm definitely going to miss it, and I can't wait to tune into the show as an alum. Back to you at the desk.
Wow, there's definitely a lot going on in politics right now.
There sure is, and sometimes it's hard to be positive about it.
Speaking of be positive, you know what else gets a be positive? A fundraising organization for childhood leukemia. Our own Maya Duclay has the story.
Andrew McDonough Be Positive Foundation helps to honor Andrew, the 14-year-old who inspired thousands through his battle with leukemia. The organization helps to fund research, it helps support families, and spread the Be Positive message. It's more than just a blood type, it's a way of life.
I'm here with Lucas. We wanted to say thank you to the Be Positive Foundation for paying for our mortgage for this month.
Hello, my name is Crystal, and I have here with me
Janai.
And we want to send our sincerest, heartfelt thank you to the Be Positive Foundation.
In 2007, when he was just 14 years old, Andrew helped lead his high school soccer team to the championship. Less than 48 hours later, he was diagnosed with leukemia. He went into cardiac arrest. The McDonough family was told he wouldn't survive the night, yet he lived an additional 166 bonus days. He had almost 50 operations in this time, 4 strokes, and an aneurysm. He passed away tragically on July 14, 2007. Carly Bergstein is the executive director of the Be Positive Foundation.
We partner with anybody that wants to partner with us. And our goal is to bring communities together, similar to what we do at Stony Brook, where the Greek community or the athletics community, just the community at large, can come together to support a common cause, to be part of something bigger than themselves.
Emma Earhart is a Stony Brook alum. She's set to hike Mount Kilimanjaro at the end of June as a fundraising effort for the foundation.
So my friend's name was Ethan. We grew up together, a street apart, and he passed when we were 13 in middle school. He had been fighting since the 5th grade. And I think for me, I always carried that with me. But training for this and this climb also feel close to his sense of adventure. So that's been really important for me. A big part of the fundraising is bringing in the community. It's not just me saying, I like this cause, I'm gonna give to it. It's how can I make other people desire to contribute and get involved and relate. And I've done a trivia night, I did Super Bowl. I have a community yard sale coming up within my own hometown where people can buy in tables.
Emma will continue her fundraising and training until her climb starting on June 21st. I'm Maya Duclay for the Stony Brook Media Group.
Mount Kilimanjaro? That's quite a hike. Pretty impressive.
Yes, seriously. I prefer to stay planted here on the ground.
Me too, and so does Christopher Yang, who has some interviews for us on the street.
On today's segment of Chris on the Street, we have a disappearance at hand. Behind us is where the Wolfie statue should have been, but it's now disappeared. I'm Christopher Yang.
I'm Anjali Vishwanath.
And we're here to get people's reactions on the disappearance of the Wolfie statue. When did you learn about the statue disappearing?
Man, just now, honestly. I was walking by and I saw you guys over here and I was like, well, what's happening? And there you guys were like, oh, the statue disappeared. And I look and I was like, what the it's shocking. What happened,
What are your initial thoughts?
I'm so depressed. Like, I feel like the statue really livened this campus up, We need him back.
I am shocked. Like, where is my guy? That is the face of our university. Like, where did he go? I felt like there was something empty in my heart when I didn't see him in front of me.
I was literally walking to class and I just noticed that there's not a bronze statue in front of me and I got very scared.
Can I be totally honest? I didn't even realize it was gone.
I mean, I barely even see Wolfie and now his statue's gone. Isn't it so sad?
I mean, just now, I was walking by, saw they replaced it with a bench, I gotta say, I'm not surprised. It's classic Stony Brook. Can't even keep a statue nailed down to the floor for less than 4 months.
What does Wolfie's statue mean to the campus?
He represents me. He represents all of us, really. Like, we are all Wolfie. So without the statue, we are nothing.
Honestly, when I see Wolfie, it just makes me happier. It just brightens my day just a little bit, especially after class.
I'm just depressed. I don't know what to say. Like, I'm at a loss of words.
He's very important to me and to everyone here. Like, as soon as I did not see our beautiful wolf guy in front of us, I knew something was off.
Now, we know that Wolfie is gone for a quick tune-up to get welded back into place, but we did ask students what their favorite theories were as to his location.
I can't comment on this. I don't want to incriminate myself at all, but I mean, it could have been a student. Who knows, right?
I'm a strong believer in the paranormal, so I think we're all doubting the Five Nights at Freddy's situation we're in. He came alive and he's walking around. He might be here, he might be there. I don't know. Just keep your eyes out, because he's out here. He's not gone.
They sent him back to the Temu factory.
They sent him back to the team. They put him back where he came from.
Yeah, they put him back where he came from.
Maybe he went back to his family. Do you think Wolfie has a wife and children? And we're keeping him hostage at the school?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Do you have any message or thing that you want to tell Wolfie while they're out in hibernation?
I want to tell Wolfie, come out right now. It's sunny. You should be outside with us.
Wolfie, where are you? Come back.
Stay strong, soldier.
Stay safe, there's crazy people out there. Get your food, stay in hibernation, and come out. It's good weather, man. We miss you and we love you.
Come home, Wolfie!
Wolfie, come back!
Be free!
Well, on behalf of the campus community, wherever you are, Wolfie, we love you, we miss you, and we want you back.
My name's Christopher Yang.
And my name's Anjali Vishwanath.
Back to you guys at the desk.
Great news, Seawolves. We have a quick update for you. Wolfie is back on campus. That's actually all from us today. Back to you guys at the desk.
That darn Wolfie statue is the bane of my existence.
It should travel around the world and become cultured.
It probably can't, but we can with Zoe Busowitz and Anjali Vishwanath with international news.
Thanks, Brian. Early this week, one of India's biggest tourist destinations, Pahalgam, Kashmir, came under attack by an armed terror group, leaving 26 dead. This is the latest escalation of a decades-long tensions between India and Pakistan over the disputed territory of Indian-occupied Kashmir. Terror group the Resistance Front, or TRF, claims responsibility for the attack, but their motivations are unknown at this time. India has responded to the attacks by revoking visas for Pakistanis in the country. Pakistan has moved to do the same against Indians and has banned Indian aircraft from their airspace. Our hearts go out to all those in India who have been affected by this horrible, horrible tragedy.
It's really devastating how many civilians have been injured and killed this week across the world due to ongoing conflict. In Kiev, 12 people were killed by Russian missiles in the largest attack against Ukraine's capital in 2025. This attack was denounced by President Donald Trump, who issued a rare statement against Russian leader Vladimir Putin. A ceasefire deal is in the works, though it sees only incremental progress due to contention as to whether Ukraine will be able to maintain control of Crimea if such a deal were to be realized. Today in Moscow, U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff is meeting with Putin to further discuss a peace deal. This morning, just outside of Moscow, a Russian military general was killed in a car explosion. A criminal investigation has been launched as to the source of the explosion. Ukrainian officials had no immediate comment on the incident.
It's really distressing to see this kind of news out of Ukraine. I'm really hoping for peace soon in that conflict.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate how slow the talks of the peace deal have been moving. I think we were really all hoping for some more cooperation at this point.
It's something that we have to look forward to, hopefully. And something else that is to look forward to now is that, according to the Associated Press, 3 Chinese astronauts have safely made their way onto Tiangong Space Station in the station's latest crew rotation. The Tiangong Space Station is a major piece of China's ambitions for space, being built directly in response to China being banned from the International Space Station over U.S. security concerns. China's space program, which aims to put another man on the moon by 2030, is controlled by the Chinese Communist Party. The Shenzhou 20 spacecraft took off on Thursday from the Zhou Chaohan Launch Center on the edge of the Gobi Desert. The relief team are expected to return to Earth on April 29th, with their replacement staying in orbit for around 6 months. That's really great news. I'm really excited for them and the adventure they're about to take.
And I'm about to embark on a new adventure as well. This is my last time speaking for the international news for Stony Brook Media Group. It's been a wonderful 2 years reporting the news here, and I'm really grateful for all the times we had. It's bittersweet to go, but I'm really happy to be leaving it in such great hands, and it was a great time taking us around the world from A to Z.
Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure working with you, Zoe.
It was a pleasure working with you too, Anjali, and I can't wait to see where this goes next year. That's all from International. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Zoe. On the topic of global affairs, let's hear from Christopher Schultz, who delved into the world of Japanese anime at BrookCon.
Hello, Seawolves. We're in the SAC today, and we're covering BrookCon. We're going to see why people love going to BrookCon and what they hope to see today. So let's get started.
Every year, the Student Activity Center holds an all-day event known as BrookCon. This is a student-run convention mainly for anime and pop culture fans alike. Students played video games, performed in cosplays, and attended game shows. But perhaps the biggest event was in Ballroom B, where people could sell items related to specific anime media.
It's really word of mouth when it comes to Stony Brook. I haven't put
many ads. I mean, the convention itself is the ad, since I am providing for the club. My goal is to grow as an artist and a designer. I'm slowly shifting towards designing my own clothes, and hopefully I'll start selling them by next year.
There were more than 40 tables in the ballroom selling merchandise. Most attendees were there to buy it, but BrookCon offered some other benefits as well.
Before BrookCon, everyone was so stressed out within midterms, which also could be a part of me as well. So I feel like this is more so like a time for like to take a break from those quizzes and midterms. And from when I said freedom of expression, I meant to say that there's so many cosplays, there's so many costumes that I've know or have never heard of, or just finding so many similar faces on campus that are actually cosplaying.
Starting at 3:30, Ballroom A hosted a Pokemon game show. This was yet another way that attendees could express their love for anime.
I mean, I love gaming, I love anime. You know, a lot of my friends I met through those two types of things on campus. Yeah, and I mean, I went last year, I loved it a lot, and I was excited to come back this year. Having a good time so far. You know, it's great.
And that's it for BrookCon 2025. See you next year, Seawolves.
I'm not really a fan of anime, but that looks really cool.
Definitely. It sounds like a unique experience.
From the unique experience to shared experiences of music and culture, here's the Media Minute with Miles Reese and Anthony O'Brien.
Thanks, guys, and thanks to our viewers at home tuning into the Media Minute, where you get the latest in entertainment and pop culture. I'm Miles Reese.
And I'm Anthony O'Brien. Let's get into today's entertainment.
Calling all Marvel fans, Thunderbolt is coming out soon, hitting theaters May 2nd.
The movie, which stems from the original Thunderbolts comics, features a team of anti-heroes uniting together to fight against the bigger threat called the Void.
The film has some big names such as Florence Pugh as Yelena Belova, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, David Harbour as Red Guardian, and Wyatt Russell as John Walker.
80s rock legend Billy Idol is back with his first studio album in 11 years.
The album Dream Into It is out today and features Idol's longtime guitarist Steve Stevens alongside other big names in the business such as Joan Jett and Avril Lavigne.
Still Dancing and 77 were the two singles released prior to the release of the album, with the latter track featuring Lavigne. Idol has written many great songs such as White Wedding, Hot in the City, Rebel Yell, Eyes Without a Face, and Cradle of Love.
Along with the new album, he will be embarking on his tour named It's a Nice Day to Tour Again, which features Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. This begins on April 30th in Phoenix, Arizona, and includes a stop at Madison Square Garden on August 20th.
This will be a huge year for the rocker, as he is a nominee of the 2025 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class after being eligible for nearly 2 decades.
After 52 years, the godfather of shock rock, Alex Cooper, has reunited with his former band by the same name for the album The Revenge of Alice Cooper.
The band, whose last album, Muscle of Love, came out in November 1973, broke up just 2 years later in 1975. Their new single, Black Mamba, which was released on Wednesday, features Robbie Krieger of The Doors on guitar.
The Alice Cooper Band has had famous tracks like I'm 18, No More Mr. Nice Guy, and School's Out.
Following the band's initial breakup in 1975, Cooper started his successful solo career, where he has had hit songs like Welcome to My Nightmare, Poison, Hey Stupid, and Feed My Frankenstein.
And the wait won't be too long for the album because it comes out Friday, July 20th, so that's something to look forward to in the summer. And that's it for entertainment today. We're handing things over to Thomas Pardo with sports with the latest in WrestleMania. What's going on, Tommy?
Thanks, Miles. WrestleMania 41 is just less than a week behind us, and the wrestling world is still buzzing. The annual Showcase of the Immortals emanated from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas and was electric. On night 1, 2025 Royal Rumble winner main event Jey Uso became the new World Heavyweight Champion. Later in the night, Tiffany Stratton returned her WWE Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair, and in the main event, Seth Rollins defeated CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the triple threat match. On night 2, Women's World Champion Io Sky retained in the triple threat versus Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. and Dominic Mysterio became the new Intercontinental Champion, surviving a fatal four-way against Braun Breaker, Finn Balor, and Penta. In the main event of Night 2, John Cena defeated the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes to become the new undisputed WWE Champion, capturing his record-breaking 17th title, surpassing Ric Flair for the most in history. The NFL draft kicked off last night in Green Bay, Wisconsin, with several prospects' lives being forever altered. This year, the top pick belonged to the Tennessee Titans, and they opted for a reset at quarterback with former Miami Hurricane Cam Ward. Their division rival Jacksonville Jaguars made the first big splash of the year, trading up to number 2 to select decorated two-way star Travis Hunter. The Colorado Buffalo not only won the Heisman Trophy, but was also honored as the best receiver and corner in the nation. Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, the 2024 Heisman runner-up, was snagged by the Las Vegas Raiders at 6 overall. Both New York squads in the top 10 opted to prioritize the trenches, with the Giants picking edge rusher Abdul Carter 3rd and the Jets taking offensive tackle Armand Membu 7th. The G-men would later nab Ole Miss QB Jackson Dart at 25th overall. With big names such as Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders still available, the draft will continue throughout the weekend, with rounds 2 and 3 tonight and rounds 4 through 7 tomorrow afternoon. The New York Knicks continued their first-round tilt with the Detroit Pistons on Thursday night as the series shifted to the Motor City. It was an entertaining first two games which the Knicks and Pistons split. In Game 1, New York rode a 21-0 run in the fourth quarter on the way to a 123-112 victory. Game 2 came down to the wire as Dennis Schroeder hit a late three-pointer to give Detroit a 97-94 lead. It was the Pistons' first playoff win since Game 4 of the 2008 Eastern Conference Finals versus the eventual champion Boston Celtics. Last night, the Knicks looked to bounce back and avoid falling behind in the series. It was a back-and-forth first half, which New York ended on a 23-6 run. The Knicks' lead shrunk to 104-101 with less than 5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, but they were able to hold on by a score of 118-116, taking a 2-1 series lead. In the win, 4 players for New York, Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges scored at least 20 points, making it the first occurrence for the team in a playoff game since 1972. The Knicks can push the Pistons to the brink of elimination in Game 4 of the series on Sunday at Little Caesars Arena. Moving to Stony Brook Athletics, the teams are approaching the end of their regular seasons. The baseball and softball teams have won 10 of their last 13 games respectively, and both have home series this weekend, with baseball hosting William & Mary and softball hosting Hofstra. The Matt Senk and Megan Bryant-led teams are within striking distance of second place in the Coastal Athletic Association. From the diamond to the lacrosse field, the women's lacrosse team is closing its regular season with a matchup against Hofstra tomorrow night. They are first in the CAA with a 12-4 record and hold the number 1 seed in the conference tournament, which is being held at Laval Stadium. Joe Spallina's squad will take on the Elon Phoenix in the semifinals of the CAA tournament on May 1st. If the team makes it past Elon, it will look to win its 3rd consecutive CAA title on May 3rd. That's it for my last sports segment of the semester. Let's send it back to Brian and Adrian.
That's all for this show, Seawolves. Join us next week for our production of Roth Regatta Live. I'll be anchoring for the second half. Hope to see you all there.
I will be there doing play-by-play. Thank you so much for joining us for the last media group show of the semester and my last media group show. I've had an incredible time here, creating lasting friendships and learning so much about the world of broadcast. I'm so grateful to all who welcomed me here, and especially to Phil Altier and Deanie Zimmerman, who have guided me throughout this journey. I hope Brian has a similar experience. For the last time, this is Adrian Esposito signing off for the Stony Brook Media Group. Have a great summer, Seawolves.